Thanks, Dave, for stealing most of my words out of my speech. But anyway, it was, Huey's told a bit of a story, but it was actually really awesome that Huey and I started our careers together and went on to play many times together in the Red and Black and the All Blacks. So real special, Tigers, that you could say those nice words about me, mate. He was one of the most annoying guys in the 3K test. He was always right in my ear, but I think he never got to beat me, so got one up on you, mate. I'm going to read my notes because my memory is not that great. But this is a bit about my time and my journey, through life and being a Crusader. Being inducted into the Hall of Fame and individually recognised amongst many other magnificent people, teammates, players, management and coaches, I must admit feels a little bit awkward. To be singled out in a group with so many others I respect hugely within the organisation and to be standing here in this position tonight is hugely humbling. I was fortunate to be born in a small town, rural town of Wairua, in my mum's own words, a baby with rat legs. A chicken-legged, nine-toed kid that somehow got recruited by Canterbury to later embark on what is without doubt one of my most rewarding periods of my life. It's funny how things align. In my late teens, Smithy was the CEO of Hawke's Bay Rugby, and Smithy came to me and with an offer to sign with Hawke's Bay, and if I remember right, it was a small sum. I think it was a bit more than a petrol voucher, but it definitely included a couple of sheepdogs as part of the package. In '97, Smithy was made head coach of the Crusaders, so never really got the chance to put pen to paper and sign with Hawke's Bay. Luckily for me, Smithy didn't forget, and along with Chewy, Shag and Robbie, thankfully saw some future worth in me as a player and actively kept in touch, convincing me to move south for a place in the Canterbury Academy, which back in the day was the first academy in the country, and just another example of the leading initiative by this organisation that's delivered and contributed to the success of Canterbury and also the Crusaders for many years, even to today. My first 12 months in Christchurch was living as a Lincoln Uni student, playing some footy, and towards the end of the season being part of the pad holding squad that was brought in to be cannon fodder at the Canterbury trainings. I was in that period and out of the blue that Robbie made the left field call and put me into the team for the semi-final against Waikato, which Tigers already alluded to, but I'll carry on, which to the confusion of many people I ran onto the field as Con Barrel, which we're not quite the same people. Con's actually got legs. And along with Dave, who was Kevin Napier. It was out of it really. I was kept hush-hush. Dave and I were handed boarding passes with the other guys' names on it. Not sure if that's legal or not. Taken through the Coral Lounge so we weren't seen and sworn to secrecy not to tell anyone. And remember sitting in the hotel on the day of the game in Hamilton with Shag when he asked if my parents were coming to the game. I said to him that they didn't know. I hadn't told them anything about it because I was told to keep it secret. Shag mumbled a recommendation. I should at least give them a phone call and let them know. He probably called me cock or something like that, mate, to suggest, but give you a call and let your parents know to come up. So I'm forever grateful to Deansy and Shag for their leap of faith that day, which ultimately led to me being offered a contract with the Crusaders for the 99 season. Going into that first pre-season when the team got together, I remember feeling like a fish out of water and packing myself, heading into a team where I was relatively unknown and unproven. However, this group was different and the environment was different. As a newcomer, I was embraced by the senior players, made to feel welcome and included. What epitomised the group and what sticks with me the most from my first experience of what the Crusaders environment was like was here I was, a young, typical Lincoln Dip Farm management student from the mighty Merlins Rugby Club, the Magic, eager but nervous and uncertain about my place in it. What I felt quickly though was inclusiveness. Seasoned campaigners were going out of their way for the teammates. The team's term, honk, was strong. Be like geese, you fly stronger as one. If one needs help to get into the mob, the others fly with it until it is back or part of the group. I was the young gander, but I had Radish Sexton inviting myself and others around to his place for cheese platters and barbecues. Hammer and Tash dishing up chicken fettuccine dinners to make sure I was well fed. Normie B, with his massive smile, happily letting me sit by him on the bus so I felt comfortable. Angus Gardner ironing my dress pants. How about that? One of the senior guys ironing your dress pants. Toddy Blackadder waking me up in the student flat hungover on a Sunday when we were meant to be getting to a promotion, then taking me jet boating up the Waimak River after. Like the rest of the group, they cared, understood that when the backs are to the wall on the field or the team is facing adversity, that the desire to dig deep or find a way forward in the game is much stronger by the tight bonds that are formed away from the field. You know, we all have so much to thank for those players and management from the 96 to 98 era who pivoted and pioneered the change in culture, formed the roots of what the expectations of each other were, the belonging and ultimately the team ethos of what the Crusader environment is. While moving through our careers and becoming leaders of the team ourselves, we still use these as a basis of our expectations of behaviours for the teams after, which continue to help with the ongoing success. Along with lots of assistant coaches that left their mark here with me, many who have gone on to successful careers of their own, I had the most fortunate timing during my career to be coached by Smithy, Shag and Robbie, world class and some of the best coaches in the world throughout the last 20 years, who I got to teach me the game, guide the teams I was in and make players better people. Amongst being sport with fantastic coaches in my time, there was another coach who had a big impact alongside them, Mike Chrono. When I started Chrono, I had not long started specialising in scrum coaching. Along with Chrono helping get the best scrumming ability I could out of my unproportionate body, he had another string to his bow. He was the owner of Good Time Pies. When we got together as front rows for a front row session, Chrono would bring the pies. Now, if you think that just the pie was a good time, put a little mince and pastry in as an after-workout snack amongst half a dozen front rowers, some one-on-ones, some three-on-threes, and that's a good time. Thank you all for having the faith in me as a player, for investing so much time and teaching me how to play the game more than I would have got anywhere else, ultimately enabling me to be the best I could be. Sitting back and having a think about the years what came to me the most was I got to experience this amazing era with the rugby, although starting to become structured, was also able to be unscripted. A home ground of size and significance, which if it wasn't packed, it was near to every home game. Super Rugby was pumping and we got a wild ride with it. On the field, I got to play with some amazing players, world class. You know, one thing that sticks with me, I never doubted the ability of the teams we had or our ability to win. If we lost a couple of the first games of the season and were well down in games, we always had this feeling we could win. We could make the playoffs, and most of the time we did. I admired the guys I played with, inspired by their ability, courage, and desire. Without you guys, my mates, the experience wouldn't have been the same. For me, today is not just about me, but about those that have been there throughout my career in rugby, and an opportunity to acknowledge their unwavering support. It's so special to be able to have my family along here today. There isn't just the period of life as a player, but the childhood growing up and the game of life after you hang up your boots. As well as all my great playing mates are here today, I have a few more mates here with me on my table, guys that I've grown up with, been to uni with, and are great mates. I've shared the good times, the challenging, and had a lot of fun with them over the years. Guys, it's great to have you at our table, and thanks. At a table, you are true friends, and thanks for coming to celebrate with me. To Abs, you weren't there when I was dropping balls over the try line, and let's say probably not really looking at the way of front rowers, but your time in my life was perfect. You've come into my life and been an amazing partner to share the adventure with, to listen, support and provide guidance with what business and life throws my way, encouraging me to think wider than what I previously did and continually grow as a person. I am one lucky man to have you by my side. My 4 daughters, yep, 4. Keep technique the same, you go through your routine. Won't go any further. Life is good, and then you get kids, and you realise it's way better still. I was always carrying special memories of when you were little and able to be part of the teams I was in, but more importantly, for how you bring joy to life, care about each other and your family. What excites me the most is not what is ahead for me so much now, but what is ahead for you, and being a part of that, supporting you with your dreams and what life brings you. My brother Dan, actually a better rugby player than me, and in light of your dreams as a player being as big as mine, I couldn't have had a more supportive brother. Throughout my career, Dan would even put $5 on me scoring a try every game, and if you can see from the highlight reel, there wasn't a lot of tries, was there? So if you read my stats, a bit embarrassing on the Weet-Bix cards, that's a massive negative return on your money, Dan. Worse than Trump's tariffs on Tesla. Dan, I admire your success and your role and devotion for Hawke's Bay Rugby. It's more than just a job for you. The commitment and love for the union and the community in the Bay you have, myself and others hugely respect. Today wouldn't be the same if I couldn't share this with you, and given the significance of your contribution to me as a player and our unwavering support as a brother. To my parents, Jen and Doug, Mum, it's lovely to have you here, and I know you will soak this up. On behalf of the old man, I think of him today, and he would have loved a free steak and beer and to be here amongst it. Together, you gave me the grounding of knowing right from wrong and working for something rather than expecting it. Taught resilience and honesty. It was these values, along with passing your competitive genes and determination, that helped realise my rugby dream. You both from the early days sacrificed so much to let Dan and I never go without, supported us at every chance you could, and even when times were busy running your own business, when it would have been easier to stay home for work, you would travel around the country or make multiple trips to Christchurch. It meant a lot to have you here and share the experience with me, to also see you and enjoy the times with other parents while you're down here doing the same thing. This is for you too. I never expected to make any teams throughout my rugby career, but played rugby with my mates because I enjoyed the competition and for fun. I just wanted to give it everything for the team and be a good teammate. So, to be nominated and accepted into the Hall of Fame, then my hope of being a good teammate, I may have achieved. I certainly know everyone who wore the red and black with me gave so much back to me. So, in a way to conclude and to capture the meaning for me, hei tangata, hei tangata, hei tangata. It is people, it is people, it is people. It was the community support and the way you embraced us. It was the unity of the board, management, and administration. It was our bond as a team, as players, coaches, and families. That is what I remember. The experience and memories of complete unity is why I will forever love this club. Thank you. Crusade on.